Hi, welcome back to ODE YouTube channel. My name is Paulo and I'm here again for one of those videos that sometimes get long. This is kind of a warning where I don't make any writing samples, I just show pens. And today I'm going to show you the pens that I got into my collection during the month of November 2020. And it was quite a good month. I got 8 pens. Some of those I bought myself and some came for review. So I'm going to show you now which were those pens. The first one I'm going to show you is a very controversial pen because of all the stuff about copyrights and copying pens and so on. And this pen is obviously a copy or very, very strongly inspired with the same kind of stuff on a Mont Blanc. And this is, but let's forget about it, let's just talk about the pen itself. I have to say that the pen, this is the Mormon M1000. The color is walnut. It's not, of course, it says Mormon. It doesn't say it is a Mont Blanc. The design is the same, however, not the price or anything. And I have to say this is a very, very good pen, very pleasant to use. I'm quite impressed, and I will show you some the review soon, or at least when I'll make the video of the pens that I have with ink for December. This is one of those. I will show it writing. It has a Bock nib, and I have to say that I'm really impressed with the performance and the weight of this pen, and it was quite cheap. So this is a pen made of wood, and I think the Chinese pens are getting higher on price and also higher on the quality. And I think the next step they need to do, although there are some Chinese brands that already did that, like Pen BBS, the next step is trying to be also very strong in terms of design, having their own designs and not just inspiring themselves in other designs. I have another pen. I always like to show you some pens that I compare somehow with those. And I have this one. This is a Mormon M6, which is a very beautiful pen. However, the nib dries a little bit inside the cap. And I would say that this design is their rounds. I don't see they are imitating anyone. However, you can always say this is similar to many other pens out there, including the Conklin All-American. Okay, I think that this finish is a little nicer than that one because it has more texture. And I think that the oils from the hand and being used already made this more interesting than this one is. So far, this is quite dull. I think this, with some usage, may get, I'm not saying it will get like this because it doesn't have this kind of pattern, but I think it can really improve on its looks. Now, the next pen I have to show you, let's leave this one here. The next set, we will talk about Kaweco pens, and you know, Kaweco is my kind of sweet spot, and I like to have them. And the first one that I received from Kaweco, let's start with the non-Kaweco Sport, and it is this one. This is the Kaweco Special in brass, and I think it's somewhere. Kaweco Special. It's almost a mirror finish. It's not like that only there because there should be a clip that is removable. This is brass. It is still very shiny because it's new. It will get tarnished. It is an interesting pen that I will say it is kind of a pencil-like in terms of shape and size. The cap threads in place and the 10 threads here to be posted. I have to say something about this, that I don't think it's that kind of good design. I prefer the pens that have the threads for the caps on the barrel, not on the section. And if you cap this pen too tight, when you remove the cap, you will remove the section from the barrel, because if the threads were here, it wouldn't happen, but the threads for this pen are on the section, as you see there. So what you have to do is to really over thread this into the section and then cap it. So this is quite a long pen. It is an interesting one. It has the same size of nib as a Kaweco Sport or a Kaweco Lilliput, but it is a little different. So the size and shape is quite different, and you can see this is a big pen. I'm not sure if you are aware of the size. I don't have anything here perfect for comparison, but this Mormon M6 is not a small pen, and it is shorter than the M1000. So, just to show some more Kaweco brass pens, I have here, they have are in different stages of oxidation. This is a Kaweco Supra, girthier, rounder, and with a number 6 nib. The Kaweco Lilliput Wave in brass also, with the same number 5 nib as this one, very short. And then we have the Kaweco Sport in brass. This is the one that I have for longer time, never polished it, and you can see a huge difference between these two pens. Something interesting is this pen is made of brass, but it is much shinier and I would say much more yellow than the Kaweco Supra. And I don't think it is just a kind of the stage of oxidation. I think there may be something in the composition of the metal here. Now, let's move on to another pen that I received, which is quite special. I got this as a gift from Kaweco. And this pen, it's not that one, this pen is not available, and they will not put this pen into production. They told me, please tell everyone that this pen will not be produced. This is a Stonewashed AC Sport Red. And it is a stonewashed because this pen has suffered some treatment to do like this used finish to the pen. The original pen looks like this, so quite different, I think you can see, but they made this to try the finish that they already have on the blue and the black ones. I don't know if they did this by my suggestion, but once I said, why don't you do a red stonewashed AlSport? And I think they tried with this one because they didn't have a red one in their regular production by then, so they used an AC Sport, but I don't think they were pleased with the results, so they told me these will not be produced. So we have only those two in the Kaweco lineup, which are the AlSport Blue and the AlSport Black stonewashed. Let's put those away and go on to the next pen. The next pen is a quite basic Kaweco pen that I just didn't have, and so there is no review yet on my channel. And this is the Kaweco AlSport Silver, the regular one. This is silver. It has this coating with silver color, because there is also the Kaweco AlSport Raw, which has this unfinished treatment, which is highly polished, like almost a mirror, but then the aluminum is quite soft and gets very scratched. So this one is more protected. The look is very, very different. But I didn't have this one. I thought it would be interesting to try. One other that I already had was this one, and this is the AlSport Anthracite, which is in a darker tone than that one. This is more like the natural aluminum tone. However, natural aluminum is like that, shiny. And this is, I can't say this is not shiny. It's very reflective. I think this pen may look just plain white when you see it on camera. And I have here one that I think all my investigation says it is a prototype, which is a Kaweco AlSport, same one as that. However, it has this engraving in alternate facets on the cap. It's interesting. I know online, because I saw one, I don't have it, there is one with 4 lines of waves in each facet that has the waves. I don't have that one. And it also has the older kind of nib with no breather hole and this very big feed, which I think it is one of the most ink flowing friendly feeds, if that makes sense, if this is a right phrasing even. Now let's go for another pen that I got from the United States, from a store called the Pen Thing, and this is an exclusive edition for the United States. I also made the unboxing, so you can check it in more detail. I will make a review someday. And this is the Kaweco Sport Black Crystal, which is a special edition. It came with a clip. I didn't put it, but it came with a clip and with a piston, that push piston converter. And this pen has black trim, so it means it has a black engraving, it has a black medallion on top of the pen, and it has the black nib, and that's it. I think this is an interesting pen. However, it is very similar to the regular Kaweco Classic Sport, which, as far as I know, has been discontinued. This one has gold there, gold here, and gold colored nib, but it is the same pen, and this one has also the special engraving that says black crystal. I have to, just to show you, I think the most interesting black nibbed pen, Kaweco Sport, is this one. This is the Night, the AlSport Night Edition. This is very nice with all black details, and even the AlSport engraving there. It's not an engraving, it is a printing in black over black, so you can't almost read it. I love this pen. I think this is really nice, but I think anyone who has this pen is always afraid of scratching it. So let's take this away and let's stay in Germany and show you the next pen. The next pen is a pen that I bought from Most Wanted Pens, and this is a Faber-Castell Neo Slim. This is the steel, the matte steel version. It is an interesting pen with an interesting clip. Very thin pen. I think it is a little thinner or similar to the Kaweco Special. And it has a small nib that has this downward curve, which is strange. But it is interesting because it is so narrow. It has a cartridge, and you can see it even needs to have this kind of cup to receive the cartridge to not increase the girth of the pen. So I think this is an interesting, really, really an interesting pen. But I like girthy pens, but I think some slim pens are also interesting, some of them. And I have to compare these, of course, with the Lamy CP1. I have here one in silver, brushed silver. It still has the sticker. I have to remove it because I want to ink this pen. Okay, yes, I always use the pens, and so I destroy their value. I'm not only collector, I like to use them. And you can see there are some similarities between these pens, and I think this is an interesting one. I also have another that I bought this summer, and I think this is an interesting pen also. This summer or this spring, I don't even know. This 2020 has been a crazy year. I don't really have the perfect notion of time. So this is the metal black. I think it's metallic black color. That's how I can find the description for it. It has a black ending and it has this kind of gunmetal and this steel nib. And I thought for several times to start, really start Lamy CP1 collection, but it will be expensive and I have to sell some other pens to start doing that, I think. Now, let's go to the next pen. This pen was bought here in Portugal from a store that sells used goods, and I was quite impressed because I could get this pen. And this pen is something that I think everyone recognizes and may find interesting. This is a Omas pen, and it's written somewhere there, Omas, Italy, and this is a Almas Millard, and you can see here something that happens with some orange inks. They crust on the feeds and nibs. Don't worry, these will not clog the pen. This is just dry ink, and if this paper tissue was wet, it will be removed easily. This will not clog. It just happens with some copperish color or orange colored pens. I tried to find a pen that I think it could be similar to this Omas, and the only one that I found, but I think it's really a different lineup. This is a Milord that has the piston filler, and I found this Montegrappa, which is almost of the same size, also a black pen with silver trim. This one has a bigger nib, as you can see, but I don't think they are comparable in materials and some things. Just in this one is rounded, this one is faceted, so they are different pens, but it is the most similar pen that I found in my collection to show next to this one. And now let's go to the final pen that I just received recently, and this one I got from Mr. Salvatore Matrone from Leonardo Officina Italiana, and this is the Leonardo Officina Italiana Furore Grande, which means it is a Leonardo Furore but with piston filler. You cannot remove the section. It just feels like a regular piston. It doesn't have any ink window. It has a number 6 nib, which is quite beautiful and smooth. This is already inked and it writes really well. It is a numbered edition. I don't think now I line this up, so let me show you there. It is a numbered edition, and this color is called Blue Positano. It is beautiful. I really think this is not a material that is full of chatoyance and you'll find, wow, that's a magnificent thing, but it is very beautiful. I like it because it's quite discreet. There is also this one. This one I already had. This is the Furore with a regular size, which is a cartridge converter pen. And this one has a lot more of chatoyance, as you may see here on the material. The material is very beautiful, but very shiny. This one is much more discreet, and I like it more. And you can see the Furore Grande is bigger than the Furore in the regular size. And just for comparison, I have also here two of my favorite pens ever, the Leonardo Officina Italiana Momento Zero Grande. The color is Dark Hawaii, and this is the Sand. The Sand is hard to have the words. This is kind of the perfect finish ever. And you can see the Furore just maybe 1 millimeter longer, and I think this is a beautiful set of very big pens. They are really big. So I think Leonardo is a brand that really amazes me because they have lots of interesting stuff going on, and they are creating very nice stuff. I also like Kaweco a lot, as you know, but Kaweco is a different thing. I like to collect actively. I respect the brand a lot for its history and so on, but the Leonardo, I think, is growing in a very nice way. So these are the 8 pens that I got during the month of November. Soon I will make the video of the pens inked for the month of December, and it is impressive how I almost didn't realize that we are already getting into the month of December. We are ending the year, this crazy 2020 with all the coronavirus and stuff. Oops, the light here went out. Just let me replace it. And so we had the coronavirus and so on. So this was a crazy year. It was quite good for pens though, because I think people kept, if people didn't lose their income, some of them kept using their pens and maintaining their hobbies. So some things kept going, and I think the pen industry did not make bad with this year. But I think this was really a crazy year, and when I think that I started the year trying to slow down a little bit on my rhythm of posting videos, and then when we had the first lockdown, I decided to post every day, and I started doing that because this was a way of getting focused on something, and also to help some other people that had to stay at home. If they like to see my videos, they could have daily videos from me. And I did that for I think 2 months, and then I went for these day in, day out. But even this is quite exhausting, and I have to make. I'm also working from home, so I have some spare time to make videos because now I'm not going to work by bus and subway and so on. I'm not going to work, so I can have that free time. And sometimes, like the last and the next weekends, we have lockdown, so we cannot go out. So I have some more free time, but not as much. We still need to work. I hope 2021 will be a little different, to have a better year in terms of our lives. Maybe it will not be a better year in terms of pens, but we have to think that lives come first, I think. And that's it. In next year, I'm thinking of slowing down the rhythm of posting just slightly, because now, because I post day in, day out, it means that 1 week I post 4 videos, the next week I post 3 videos, and so on. So 7 videos every 2 weeks. And I think I will slow down just a little bit and try to make 3 videos a week, It's not slowing down a lot, but it is enough. And I'll have maybe some defined days, maybe Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays, and just sticking to them. So every 2 weeks there will be one less video made, and this will allow me, maybe the time to make this video will allow me to make more pen reviews that I can keep as a stock for when I don't have time to record new videos, so I can have some. It is just some kind of management. I need to have a little more time in my life for other stuff. So I will not end the channel. I really love doing this, and I'm not saying that. I'm just reducing slightly from 7 videos every 2 weeks to 6 videos, so 1 video less, only that. And I think it will be important to keep me sane, but I'm not quitting this because I'm not judging other reviewers, but unlike some other reviewers, this is not my way to entering in the fountain pen world. I started using fountain pens a long time ago, so I started using them. And this channel happened as a consequence of that. It's not like, okay, I'm starting using fountain pens and let me show you my evolution. No, I already had lots of pens before I started doing this, and first I started the blog and then the YouTube channel. But I've been using pens in my life, I guess, for 30 years now, and it's quite sad because it means I'm getting old. And so the channel is just a small portion of that time. So it's not like, oh, I'm so exciting with fountain pens, I'm doing a channel and after 1 or 2 years I will close it, unless my life somehow turns around in some unexpected way. I think I will keep the channel because this is real fun to do, and I think I can help some people out there, and at least if people like to hear me, maybe I can be kind of a faraway friend that shares some common passion. Okay, today I rambled a little bit more. I think it's because I'm getting close to my birthday and to the end of the year, and we start making our balances from how the year was and so on, and we get more philosophical. Okay, it's over now. Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. It was quite long. Sorry for that, but I get very excited when I talk about pens and related stuff. And I hope to meet you here on the channel soon. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share and show other people. And most of all, try to get other people into this kind of hobby. It can be quite pleasant and funny. Expensive maybe, but interesting if you can afford it. And even if you can't, there are always pens at every price point. Every price point that will allow you to enjoy this hobby. So I said some minutes ago that I would shut up, and I didn't. It's now. See you next video. Bye.